Good afternoon, Melody. Just about made it. my watch lost time. That hasn't happened before.
Needs battery.
But, wait a minute. Let me think for a minute. It's 38 years old.
Oh.
It's a Rolex.
Mm-hmm.
And the same Rolex today cost $4,800. I paid $275 for this. So if you want to know anything about inflation, there's proof of it.
Right.
Anyway, the outside months in gold up 210, and the silver up 136, which wasn't nearly as bad as the minus 180 that you had in the spot market.
Mm-hmm.
And we're in some fierce backwardation here. Again, your spot was 36.87,
mm-hmm.
and the outside month, which is July, 36.75, and so that's 12 cents difference. And what's happening, and I don't have anything finite at the moment, but what it looks like is that the people who have sold contracts forward in silver are scrambling to purchase physical silver. That's a pretty good premium. 2 or 3 cents is usually normal, and that's 7. That's a lot. And they're trying to, of course, drive silver down. But it looks like it's not going to work because gold's not obliging at all.
No.
How much was gold up during the day? About
I saw
7 or 8?
No, the high was 10. I believe 10 that I saw. What was the price I quoted? The 15.51 was the high.
What was the former high?
So we were close to 15.67, I believe, wasn't it?
Say it again.
I think it was somewhere around 15.67.
Okay. And the high today was
15.51.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Well, there's no question there's an aggressive seller out there. And, one of the things that I find interesting is I see the silver and gold stocks, and what they'll do is gold will go up $8, and they don't even move. And then all of a sudden, gold comes back to a +2 or a -2, and they don't move, which tells me that the traders know when this thing is trying to be capped. Of course, they do it every day at different stages. Their favorite time is 5 minutes of 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Because I keep records here. I watch this thing every single day, starting at either 3 or 4 a.m. And so I know what the pattern is. And, if you've been a trader for as many years as I was, you get a feel for this. There's only 3 or 4 players that are involved who got that feeling. Jim Sinclair and Max Kaiser, Bill Murphy. They were all ex-traders. And so they understand these markets like I do. I was an ex-trader as well. But it's very, very difficult for other people to spot this. You can't do it with charts. It's rhythm. It's an art. And boy, I'll tell you, I answer more emails telling people, look, you cannot put a slide rule to this. All these ratios, all the charts, except long-term charts. Throw them out the window. They're not going to help. And I see these poor souls over and over and over and over again saying, it's going to correct from 1,400 to 1,200 or from 1,250 to 800. For 5 years, every one of them has been wrong, every time. Can you imagine the amount of money they've cost people? I'm getting a look here. One of my satellites is out. So write this down quickly. Gold, 1539.90 up 310. Silver, 36.80 down 151. And they hit copper for 9 cents today. Highly unusual. And I see they hit platinum and palladium. So this is a concerted effort, again, by the United States government in league with JPM, GS, Citi, HSBC, Deutsche Bank. They're all rigging the market. That's what's going on. And you say to yourself, well, gee, that's terrible. Of course it is. But when you live in a corporate fascist society, what else can you expect? No, nobody talks about that right now. But they will 3 or 4 years from now. They'll catch on like they always do. So, it's something you got to live with. The upside is there's no place else to go. Because sooner or later, the market's going down big. Bond yields are going to go up big. You don't want to be there. I mean, you're not getting rich being in gold and silver, bullion and coins or shares. You are making money reasonably, but everybody else is going to end up getting killed financially. Maybe even otherwise the way things are going. So, with that said, I have to inform our fearless leader that I don't have any questions today.
Oh, and Bob, I want to make a correction. The high for gold was at $15.77. I was $10 off. $15.77.
Wow, that's quite a high.
Mm-hmm.
$15.77.
And you don't have any questions? How was your holiday?
Oh, it was good. We worked. What else?
Mm-hmm.
And we played golf on the weekend. And actually, Judy played more than I did because they had 3 programs on Saturday. So that was 3 hours of program I did. But that's okay. I had a great time with some very nice friends and nice conservative dinners. In the last 6 months, I've taken off about 10 kilos, which is about 22 pounds, naturally, just eating fish and chicken and things like that. And as far as I know, I'm healthy, and I'm happy about it, and so isn't Judy.
Well, good.
Actually, where I went out this morning because we had a Gap open there, and we went out with a friend shopping for ladies' clothes. And so that was fun. I enjoyed it.
Man who enjoys shopping with women. Here's a question in from John.
Bangalore.
What?
It's a city in India.
Yeah. Okay. Would you recommend a coin book that provides background info on world gold and silver coins? What I recommend, you buy a book on United States coins. I believe you should be buying most U.S. coins. We do sell Swiss francs, some French francs, British sovereign, but beyond that, unless you're living in those countries, you really should stick to coins that are recognizable and acceptable. And buy the quality ones first, because I believe after a while, your choices will slowly decline, and you'll be able to just purchase what's available. So, but the United States coins, the official Red Book, guidebook of U.S. coins, it's a great book to have. The prices that they show in there, you really can't go much by them because the production, the putting the book together is so many months in advance, and of course we all know prices change. But they have a great history on the coins. They have a great section, Welcome to Numismatics. But of course, when they talk about numismatics, they talk about the real collectible coins, the rare coins. But it's got a great section on the very first coins, so it's a great book to have, and it's really very inexpensive. You can just go to Amazon.com and get as many as you like. And we do offer them from time to time where you can purchase them and so forth. Sometimes we include them in specials, and perhaps when the 2012s come out, we can do that. She also wanted to know if the Mexican Libertad is a silver round or a government bullion coin.
Government bullion coin.
Do you know what's interesting about that? It doesn't have a face value on there.
Mm-hmm. It's what does it weigh? 1.2 ounces?
On the silver?
No, the Centenario.
Oh, I don't know the exact weight on that.
Yeah, it's close to 1.2, and then they have a coin, half an ounce, about approximately.
Mm-hmm.
That would be it would be more than a half an ounce. And then the Libertads are 1 ounce, 9.99, I guess. And they're very popular in Mexico. All those coins are. In fact, from time to time, they're fairly difficult to get a hold of.
Mm-hmm.
And because people put them away. And as you know, I talked about within 2 years, Mexican peso being backed by silver. They're the second largest silver producer in the world. And I saw a clip with Hugo Price. What's his proper name? Hugo Salinas Price.
I was going to say Salinas.
Yeah. And I've talked to him a number of times. He's a subscriber. And I've never met him, no. But he says that he thinks it could happen in the next 6 months. And that is silver backing on the Mexican peso. I mean, that would be just dynamite for the Mexican people. I mean, a currency that's not fiat. I mean, in the last 30 years, 40 years, that would be something unusual. And he thinks they're going to do it. And he's pretty wired. He's worth over $1 billion. 527.09 is the price of his stock in pesos. I just saw it go by because I get the Latin American version of Sky out of London, and they quote those prices. I'm watching the tape. And so there you go. And how much is that in dollars? I'll tell you in a second here.
So what's 529?
The price of the stock of Electra, and I'll tell you in a minute. That's $42.85. Electra is a appliance store, and they sell everything else in there. And they got them all over Mexico. And he owns it. His father started it. He carried it on. And now his son is the one who runs it, and he's done a terrific job at it.
Well,
go ahead.
How do you make $1 billion selling appliances?
Well, they also own a bank called Banco Azteca, like Aztec Bank.
Mm-hmm.
And they do very well there as well. And then they have other interests too. I don't know what they are, but I do know that they have more. And you take a city like Mexico City, they probably got 100 stores there, maybe 1,000 for all I know. In the back of every store, Electra store, and in every Banco Azteca, they sell Libertats, the 1 ounce silver coin. It's a beautiful coin, just like the U.S. American Silver Eagle is, and that's what's going on with that. But that could be big news down the line here, because if they start to buy Mexican silver production, it's going to come off the market. It's going to stay off the market. Could you imagine what that would do to the price of silver? It certainly wouldn't make it go down, I'll tell you that. Something to think about.
I have another question here. If I didn't delete it here. Can you fill us in on your view about Strauss-Kahn having inside information that the USA is out of gold? I think that.
Well, I heard the rumor in Europe from my contacts there.
Well, I think that's a Maxine. Well, no, not a Maxine. Isn't that a Sorsha?
Sasha Fall?
Yeah.
I consider that a misinformation.
I'm not sure, but
publication, and I don't know whether it was in there because I don't read it. Because there's too many false things in there. And the European Times is the same thing. And there's other writers who I won't, if they come up, I'll tell you who they are, but I'm not going to go fishing around starting a war. They hate me enough as it is. But I heard the rumor, but I don't know how true it is. And, you know, if the United States government was smart, because assumably they have all this gold, what is it? 271 million ounces or whatever it is. Well, why don't they just have an outside audit and have the bars tested? And what's so difficult about that? Mm-hmm. And then that would shut everybody up. So in the absence of that, they're lying. They either don't have all the gold or they don't have any at all. And what makes one think as a professional that they have very little, if any, is 2 years ago we saw a lot of gold being sold, and it was not good delivery. It was about 0.8 instead of being 1 ounce per ounce, so to speak, or 0.99 or whatever. And the only people in the world that got melt that I know of, and any other pro, is the United States from the coins that they did collect during the 30s that they melted down. And it's not good delivery. They have to go and have it smelted and redone and then deliver. So that's what tells me that they were at the end of their rope and they still wanted to sell. So they sold the melt and said, we'll figure it out later. Which they did.
Here's the second part of that question from earlier. Were Henry Ford and big business who attempted an overthrow of the U.S. government back in the 30s fascist? If not, were they just trying to have a coup in hopes of ending the Federal Reserve and preventing foreign interest control over U.S. banking and industry?
I know nothing of a coup that might have been something that Henry Ford was involved in. I do know that Smedley Butler, who the Illuminists tried to get to run for the presidency, wrote a book. He refused them because he said they were a bunch of Nazis and that they were financing Hitler, which all turned out to be correct. He wrote a book called War is a Racket. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he won the Medal of Honor 3 times. I mean, that's extraordinary. I mean, the Medal of Honor is a once-in-a-lifetime thing where, you know, there's 500 guys in a position and you attack them all by yourself and shoot a bunch of them and capture the rest of them. I mean, that's the kind of thing you've got to do to get that medal. And And I'm sure there's other better examples, but I think you get the message. And he got it three times, I think. And he is Drew Rains, who I do every Thursday, the program, the Marine Disquisition. That was his uncle or something, member of the family. And so I know a little bit more about it than most people. I read the book, but I can't remember too much about it, other than the fact I didn't learn anything from it because I already knew it, and that happens. But I'm glad he wrote the book, and I'm glad he did what he did.
And I think we're just about at the bottom of the hour. We have a question coming in about deflationary depression worse than inflation, and what does each look like in the real world, but we can tackle that after the break.
What real world?
Yeah.
There is no reality anymore.
No, there isn't. The only reality is owning gold and silver coins.
Here, here.
375-4188. We'll be right back.
Every time they were sure that you called, you were quicker than they thought. You just turned your back and walked.
Years ahead of the dominant media, FirstAmendmentRadio.com and FirstAmendmentRadio.net, around the world and on satellite.
Record budget deficits, bankruptcies galore, and the U.S. dollar is at an all-time low. With today's gloomy economic outlook, safe investments are often hard to find. For over a decade, Melody Cedarstrom at Discount Gold and Silver Trading Company has been helping people secure their future by investing in the precious metals. Melody has the honesty, integrity, and experience that is often lacking in the precious metals business. Let her put it to work for you. Call Discount Gold and Silver Trading at 800-375-4188. That's 800-375-4188.
Hi, Nicholas here. I used to lug those big jugs to the market to fill with water from those coin-operated filter machines, 25 cents a gallon or 5 gallons for $1. I used to. Then I got the big Berkey. Now I save my back and hundreds of dollars too. I was paying $600 for the same 3,000 gallons of water that a pair of black Berkey filters will provide from my own tap for only $99. This means that your Berkey water system will entirely pay for itself with only 1,500 gallons of use. And then you will still have 1,500 gallons left before you need to replace the filters. Do the math. Stop throwing your money away on bottled water and filter dispensers that may or may not be delivering as promised. For a limited time, First Amendment Radio is offering 10% off on the most popular Berkey water systems. Visit the shopping page at FirstAmendmentRadio.com or call us at 559-781-3773 for more information. Leave your name and address and we'll send you this special offer. Do it now. First Amendment Radio is an authorized distributor of Berkey products. The Greatest Prophecy DVD of Cross the Border Productions. Embrace the little-known but greatest prophecy given by the great high priest. The pre-incarnate Messiah reveals God's once secret plan for mankind. Believe it. Behold, the end times in Daniel chapter 2, because
the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
It is the key to prophecy future. Comprehend the 7-year Great Tribulation deception. Be not deceived. Understand the great prophecy delusion, because
if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Be forewarned. America in prophecy, exposed for all to see. The mark of the beast. No, it's not a biochip. A much better and more secure technology is already here, and you are already using it. 2 copies, one for you and one for you to give away when you send a support donation of $25 to First Amendment Radio. Use the chip-in event on our website or send $25 cash to to First Amendment Radio, 139 East Tulare Avenue, Tulare, California, 93274. Make copies and give them away. Send $25 cash for 2 copies of The Greatest Prophecy DVD. That's First Amendment Radio, 139 East Tulare Avenue, Tulare, Tulare, California, 93274. A wise man is forewarned and prepares for the time to come. The Greatest Prophecy DVD.
Hear it first on FirstAmendmentRadio.com and FirstAmendmentRadio.net, around the world and on satellite.
Thank you for joining us this afternoon. You're listening to Financial Survival, brought to you by Discount Gold and Silver Trading. Our telephone number is 1-800-375-4188. That's 1-800-375-4188 for all your gold and silver coin needs here at Discount Gold and Silver Trading. If you would like a complimentary issue to the International Forecaster, please give us a call on our 800 number. And Bob, would you like to tell us about the International Forecaster, please?
Before I do that, gold's up $3.90 and silver's off $1.50. Starting, you might want an update. The forecaster, International Forecaster, is about business, finance, economic, social, political issues all over the world. We publish by email on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Usually runs around 40 pages each time, and we have a hard copy that goes out twice a month for those who are not on the Internet. Everything that you need to know each week is in that publication. You can get an introductory copy free by going to theinternationalforecaster.com. The International, FORECASTER.com. Or you can go to www.intforecaster.com. That's intforecaster.com. If you'd like to ask a question and we answer everyone, or get a copy of either, or get our latest recommendations in gold and silver shares, email us at Bob, that's B-O-B, at intforecaster.com. Bob at intforecaster.com, or you can call toll free.
Yes, they can, at 1-800-375-4188. That's 1-800-375-4188 for your complimentary issue to the International Forecaster. And, of course, all your gold and silver coins here at Discount Gold and Silver. Again, folks, buy on the dip, buy anytime. You can't time the market. If you already have gold and silver coins in your portfolio and you want to take advantage of the pullbacks that we've had, it's a great time to be doing it. But it still amazes me, Bob. I saw one article today that was written by a financial analyst from CNBC, and, it was talking about how the financial, let me see if I can bring it up real quick, how the financial planners are in a panic because they don't know what to do with people's money. And it's like they can't find anything to put their money in. But then in their next breath, he goes on to say, stay away from commodities. Here he's talking about a total meltdown of the economy. You saw what the manufacturing did today. You saw what the private sector added today. You saw what the confidence, and he's basically saying there's a panic on Wall Street, money managers, but they still say stay away from gold. It really is amazing, and that's where you want to be.
Well, the main problem here is it's a problem within the industry itself, and it's promulgated by the people who run the industry, which are all members of the Illuminati. And what they're trying to do is get away from gold, and they're trying to have all currencies fiat, which they have been successful in doing.